So everybody went, they hit all the drum set, everything lah, getting ready for God to come. Sekali one light came out like this light, one light and went out. Everybody carried their hand. And they say, oh God, this and that. Then I'm wondering, which light, what you all saw? It's what year have gone the light. Then I say, what you saw, the light? I say, what light? That one look like somebody holding the lamp. Hey, don't talk like that, they will poke your eyes. You see, after so many years, still poke the eyes. They say, cannot talk like that, no, later they will kill you. I say, what do you mean by, I want to see God. I want to know, is this really God? So I got frustrated, They say, never mind, you still got 2 chances, they say. I say, okay, this time I really want to see what is that light about. So I moved some of them. I don't care, I just moved them. Then I look at the light. I knew it was not, if someone was holding the light. This was way back in 1999, I saw this. So I got fed up. I told the uncle beside me, I said, this is bullshit. He said, no, hey. I said, let him come and poke. I said, for so many years you all been telling him, so that I just spoke. Couple. I will wait, I said. Then the third light came. When the third light came, everybody started to cry all. Like they were so happy that God has seen them and they got blessed. I was really pissed off, I was thinking, am I the only one with siao or what? What is going on? Everybody so happy they see God really. No, I never see anything, I only saw light. I got fed up. So I came down the mountain. That was my first hit, in my iman. That was the first. Before that, no shadow of doubt. So it was hit, so I was very angry. So I came down the mountain, I sat below. Sitting very lonely, one man walked up to me. He said, boy, why are you sitting here? What happened? I say, can I talk to you now? You don't kill me lah. I want to tell you what I saw is not true. I'm telling everybody, people don't listen. Then he lifted me up, He lifted me up and he told me, one day, someone will show you the true path. I got even angry. For so many years I followed this path, now you tell me this is not right path. Someday somebody will come and tell me the true path. Ni lah orang cakap, jangan pukul ular, pukul mama. Pasal ni lah. Kan? I said, I got fed up. I told him, I said, what are you talking? What rubbish you talking? You mean all this while I go wrong way? He said, no. This is the first step. Now you are moving towards the true step. I said, what now step? Now different really now. In Tamil lah, they call it lah. So I got fed up. I came back down to Madras. I met my friend. I said, this is bullshit. I said, I'm going back to Singapore. I've had enough. He said, hey, don't talk like that lah. There's one like macam ulama in Madras. Let's go and meet him. My flight was at 2:30, morning we were discussing. He said, come, I will bring you. He knows the future. I said, another astrologer pula. I said, I don't want to know my future all. I just want to know what is going on. He said, come, we go. So we went to this place in Madras. Everybody was lining up. Very, long queue lah. Like you buy Hello Kitty, right? That kind of long queue. So I said, it's already 10 o'clock. I have to be in the airport at 12 o'clock. My flight is at 2:30. I think by the time I see him, I cannot go back to Singapore. He said, you got 50 rupees or not? I said, what for? You give me 50 rupees, he said. So I gave him 50 rupees. Less than 5 minutes, I was in front of the guy. The 50 rupees brought me very near to him. He asked me, when I went in, he said, yes, my child, what is that you want to know? I said, I don't want to know anything. Now you tell me what I did. I went to this place, true or not true? You know what he told me? He said, only God knows. I said, I paid you $50 to ask for that? I said, what do you mean God knows? I want to know. They all say, you know the future, correct? You tell me lah. So he told me, he said, your answer will not be now. Then I told my friend, I said, get back the $50. Then I said, what do you mean by that? I said, the answer will be told to you in years to come. Someone will guide you to the true path. I like, Manku already know. I said, never mind. I told my friend, I said, this is it. Would you believe after that I never stepped to India until today? Never stepped to India. So I said, that's it, I came back. I came back to Singapore. I went into my house. Normal lah, they have all the things. So I started to have this confusion. I said, what's going on? But you see, inevitably, I got married after that. Married a Hindu family. Everything was in. I told myself, okay, forget about it. This is all Maya. Maya means illusion. The devil is trying to play with your mind. So I said, okay, forget about it. Let's focus on Hinduism. What we know, we do. I'll minus out that. I said, okay. So I got married. I had a child. My child was about 3 years old. One fine day, we were sleeping at the 11th floor. She turned up to me and said, Dad, there is a man with a songkok behind you. Behind me only got window. And it's already midnight, My daughter told me like that. I hold her head, I say, diam-diam tidur. Pasal I am already frightened. Then you come and tell me, man with songkok. I'm scared. So next day morning, I got disturbed. I said, what is this songkok? Maybe she sees something else or what? Or is my God trying to tell something? So I got worried, I went to temple to pray. After I prayed, 2-3 days later, I had issues with my wife. We were going through some difficult times. Marriage was on the rock. So I was very confused and very down. My life was not correct. Everything seemed perfect before I went to India and came back. So I felt maybe I was cursed. You know, like what my mom said, maybe the God is punishing me. So I went into a total cocoon, like sit down, I said, that's it, something is wrong. I need answer. So I went to the Indian temple. I said, I want to pray to you. Indian temple was a problem or not? You want to pray to one God, you must first pay 50 cents. They will give you one banana. You pay $1, upgraded. Lagi satu coconut. But the problem there, when you want to pray to one God, from this side, another God will look at you, hey, why today you never pray to me? Then you got to go another 50 cents, pay. By the time you pay everything, $10 already. So I said, Gasa, one side, I want to talk to everybody. So I prayed. I went and I said, what's wrong? What have I done wrong? Why are you confusing me? I said, I prayed to you from very young. I always believed that Hinduism is the only way. What is happening? I said, why is my marriage on the rocks? And why is my religion on the rocks? What is happening? And I had issues with my work and finance also. So everything was coming down to my head. No answer. Why? You're talking to the rock, right? Mana boleh answer? So I said, I come off. I came back that night. I had a big fight, and we were already deciding to divorce. Okay, we came to the kind of situation. I said, so be it. This is a sign. A week later, Ramadan was coming. At that time, I didn't know about Ramadan. All I knew was, during that period, the Muslims are very good. Baik. Guna na air dah. Guna na ini dah. Wah, baik. Before that, mama ni sial lah ni. Because what they will do is, on a normal occasion, I will be working very seriously. They will come to me and say, I want to go and pray. I say, go lah. Then I will see how they go. They will take out all their makeup, everything, they will pray. Lepas tu, come back half an hour makeup. Siapa nak buat dia punya kerja? So no one knows, 16, imagine. Everything take turn. But I was kind to them during Ramadan. What I did, I cleaned the place because they like to sleep. Actually, the actual reason is they always give me food after that. But you see, Ramadan to me was like, every Muslim get together, they are very good. So I always pray, I say, oh God, can you make like 365 days Ramadan? So that I don't have issue, because they are my colleagues. And sometimes I do help them. They will say, if you don't mind, can you pass by the masjid, collect for us bubu? I love that bubu. But the first time when I went and collect for them, the smell was so strong. For me, it's like guna and food equals to paradise, So I brought the food, I put on the table. It was 6:45, they all get ready. I see the food, everything best. Okay, I said, they will call me, surely. I said. So they, azan ready, they all start to eat. I say, kenapa ya? Never call, the smell only coming. Tapi suara tak datang. Then my friend say, Guna, cuba join us. I say, okay. I say, it's okay, but my leg's still going there. Tanya nanti, it's okay. But I went there, I want to put my hand into the bobo. They say, this one is beef. You can't eat beef. Then inside my heart, I think, can what? Why? Nobody know what. But what caught my eye at the time was their unity. The way they were together. I have never seen this in Hinduism. Only when I went for my pilgrimage, when the men sit together, they all wait. No matter how hungry you want to faint, also you got to wait until everybody's tray got food. Then only can eat. But here it was unity, everybody, and they never fight. On normal time, it's not A will talk about B will talk about C, like that, Tapi Ramadan baik. And at that time, I was a grassroots leader in Tanglin Commonwealth Drive, where I was serving about, I think about 1,600 residents, of which at least half of it were Malays. So because I was a chairman and also the youth leader at that time, they called me for one of their, fasting day. I didn't know it was a breakfast and all. So I told my members, you all must come. I cannot go alone. I don't know what they're giving. Because you see, from young, what our parents and our grandparents have said is, don't take food from Muslim. Okay? They do bomo. Later you eat, you vomit blood, you fly, all the things will come out. So I was very afraid, no. If my friend come and give me one apple, I'll think, makan ke tak nak? Sudahlah, makan aja. But I won't tell my parents, you know. So when they called for this event, I said, okay lah, I just want to see. Anyway, got food, biryani some more. I said, just go lah. So I went nice, you know, very nice. I told my secretary and I want to come. Sekali they play me out. I go there, I'm the only person standing there. Then I see everybody sitting on the ground. Then I see, how come it's a bit similar to what Indians do pray is. Then I saw they put a dulang, they put food. I thought one dulang is for one person. I said, oh, not bad, generous, eh? So I was thinking lah, okay, mana nak duduk? Nak makan ayam ke nak makan kambing? Then I called, and then I saw the chairman, the head man. He came up, he told me, you can join us. I said, okay. I sat with them. Then got another 3 more guys come and said, oh, I thought, oh, now I share the food. Then, what happened was, I saw this daging, like showing its face at me lah. Okay, very nice, very big piece, you know. I said, okay, how do I make sure that I have the larger piece from here? Because I'm a chairman, I cannot go just put my hand like that, right? Malu, so I say, okay, then I wait lah. Then got they serve again or not? I see, everybody. What happened was, what touched my heart was, they took the big piece and they started passing around. Nobody wanted to eat the big piece. They passed it to me, say, makan. Now I was shocked, I thought, did my face expression show them anything? So I said, takpe. I also said 1 round, see what happened. So I pushed it to the other side. The next guy. So the guy took it, he split into 4, he gave everyone, he gave me a bigger piece. So I was touched. I said, these people may not be that bad. That's what the world said. That is when I started to learn about the religion. I wanted to know what's going on. So, during that Ramadan period when I was touched, I started to ask my friends, I said, what do you all do during Ramadan, apart from eating? I said, you all fast whole day, after that you all pukul mati, makan. Boleh tak? So some of them explained to me that, this is a process. They never talk about Allah, no? They just say this is a process, we do fasting for the sake of God and this and that. So I started to have some interest. So what happened was, one fine day, I was, I think just after Ramadan, I was sleeping, I had a dream. Okay, what was the dream about? It was a desert.